So the film begins with a past scene in which we watch Eric, a young boy with secret abilities. It means magnetic powers. He has to hide them from the world. But he reveals his abilities to the world and he is captured. Because it is unusual for a mutant to exist in the human world. Then the scene comes to the present and we see a girl. She was also a mutant. She was with her friend, but suddenly her friend gets faint. That girl comes to know that he is not a normal human but also a mutant. From here the scene shifts to a building. There were the great leaders of the world. This meeting was about mutants. Can mutants live with humans? Mutants are not like us. They have powers. They have abilities, not like humans. There should be a law to keep mutants separate from us. As anyone comes to know that he or she is a mutant, registers his or her name. So that the government should also know that where is that mutant resident? If there will be any issue so we can easily reach that mutant. A lady stands up there. She was a mutant but none knows it. She says to everyone that mutants are humans but they have hidden powers. They all argue, but let us take an example of any mutant who can anywhere, across anything. And if he will go to the bank he will steal things. He can also go inside someone's house. For this purpose this law is important. To the registration of mutants, we do not forget anyone's right. Well, here the meeting ends. Then we two aged men, one is named Professor X and the other is Magneto. They were good friends before but not now, they were talking together. Professor X says that humans and mutants should live together. They both can live together, but Magneto says that no, never. Mutants are better than humans, only mutants should live in this world. Then we see that mutant girl whom we saw at the starting of the movie. Her friend was faint and she goes to another country. There was a famous fighter and his name was Wolverine. He earns money by fighting or killing people. One day, after a fight, a man comes to him and says that I know that you are a mutant. If you are a human you couldn't have these powers. You are doing wrong, you are taking others' rights while using your powers. Wolverine becomes aggressive after hearing it and blades come out of his hand. But he didn't harm that man, he only scares him. The mutant girl also arrives there and when she sees Wolverine that he is a mutant with more powers. She understands that there will be more mutants in this world, the powerful mutants. She secretly sits in Wolverine's car and Wolverine starts driving. When Wolverine was driving, a mutant comes in front of him and he attacks him. That mutant lifts up Wolverine and throws him. He was more strong than Wolverine. Wolverine's condition gets worse. And there was also snow falling. Meanwhile, two mutants come there and they escape Wolverine and that mutant girl. They take them to a school. There they met a professor, Professor X. Professor X starts talking to Wolverine. Do you know what happened to you 15 years before? Wolverine asks that what has happened to me before 15 years. Tell me, because he doesn't remember anything. Professor X says to him to stay with him and he will make him remember everything. Professor says that I will examine your body. I will scan it, and when his body was scanned a surprising fact reveals. There was a metal in his body that was transferred in his body after melting it. They all were surprised that who has done this. Here we see a scene of a helicopter in which there was the senator. He was going to pass that law that is against mutants. Then a girl arrives there whose name was Raven. She was of blue color. She hits him and sends him to Magneto. He was himself a mutant. He said to Professor X that there should only be mutants in this world. He doesn't want this law will pass and mutants will throw out of this world. He starts talking with that senator. Magneto was saying to them that their thinking is wrong. Mutants also have feelings. What do you think, that you will hurt them and they will not harm you? Leave everything and listens to my plan. Why don't I make you all mutants? So that there will only be mutants in this world. With it, he turns on a machine. Many rays come out from it and that senator also gets affected. Here the scene cuts. On another side, we see Wolverine and the mutant girl. At night, the mutant girl goes to talk to Wolverine. But Wolverine thinks that she comes to attack him. The blades come out of his hand. He inserts his blades in her. Due to it, the mutant girl gets injured. But the mutant girl has the ability to transfer the ability of the front person in her. She can transfer his powers into her or pull his powers. Here that girl does the same. Her wounds start healing, but here Wolverine feels weak. On another side, we are shown Senator, who has finally become a mutant now. His body has become flexible like a cat. It means he can change his shape. He easily comes out of the locker room. Then we see Raven, who was a huge mutant, has many powers that she can change her face herself. She can adopt anyone's face. She adopts the getup of the friend of that mutant girl, the girl with Wolverine. After adopting her friend's getup, she goes to meet her. She asks, has she joined the X-Men team, means the Professor X team? That girl says, yes, I have done this. Then Raven asks her in her friend's getup, and what about that you have done yesterday? While using your powers in front of everyone. Is it alright? I think you have done wrong. You have to leave the X-Mansion. The mutant girl says that yes, you are saying right, I should leave it. Right now I am realizing my mistake. Then she goes far away while leaving him there. Professor X feels bad after knowing it. He locates her with his powers. The mutant girl was on a railway station, and there Professor X calls his companions. It means his X-Men team. There is Wolverine and 2 more people in it. Professor X asks them to save that mutant girl, but as they reach there, Magneto's team was also there. He sent his team to catch that mutant girl. They take that mutant girl with them because they want to transfer all people into mutants. They have to make that machine strong and powerful with this girl's help. The machine can make other mutants. X-Men team couldn't save that girl. After returning, they were planning that how can they take that girl back. On the other side, we again see Magneto. He has tied that mutant girl. The machine from which he made the Senator mutant. That machine takes a lot of the energy of Magneto. Magneto needs a mutant who can give his energy into that machine. No matter he gets weak later, he wants to be strong himself. However, before Magneto can utilize that mutant girl, the X-Men team arrives at the scene. They fight with them. Raven was also there. She adopts the getup of Wolverine and starts fighting with him. Now there is a huge confusion creates. Wolverine starts fighting with Raven, which is in his getup. Because Wolverine was a good mutant and he has many powers, and knows that at what time to use these powers. There was a huge fight. After many efforts, he saves that mutant girl. One more interesting thing, he makes them all arrested by the police. Wolverine was also a mutant, but not aggressive and bad like them. Then they return, but Wolverine says that I have to leave this mansion. I have done my work. Meanwhile, that mutant girl comes to him. The girl who was saved by Wolverine says him not to go. Wolverine asks her why. She says that I like you. Not once, you have saved my life many times. Wolverine says to her that life is not over here. Many good people will come into your life. You should enjoy your life. I have to leave here one day. In the last scene of the movie, we see that Magneto was in jail. But the awkward thing is that was the jail made of plastic. Things around it were also made of plastic. It was because Magneto can control iron. That's why the things around him were made of plastic that he can't control. Professor X was playing chess with him, and he says to Magneto that I am happy that you fail in your trick. Magneto says to Professor X that not so easy. I am alive still. With it, X-Men Part 1 ends. Now I will explain X-Men Part 2. In the starting scene, we see a White House. A dreadful mutant comes there. He attacks the people there and ruined everything. He goes to the president to attack him. But before he goes, the people there attack him. He couldn't harm the president because of high security. Now there is the fear in everyone's mind that mutants can be dangerous. It is not good for humans to live with mutants. In Part 1 we have seen the Professor X said to Wolverine that he will make him remembered his past, what has happened to him. And it happens the same. Professor X gives him an address. Wolverine arrives there. The weather was cold. It seems like there are some memories of Wolverine. He often sees a lab in his dreams and he feels like he is tied there. He couldn't release him. But after reaching there, Wolverine couldn't remember anything yet. Maybe he will take some time. Then we see X Mansion. There was the X-Men team. They were talking to Professor X. They were talking that there is someone who is roasting mutants. Maybe the person who attacked the White House wasn't a mutant, he just wants to scald us. Then the scene changes and we see some people in a room. This time Raven has changed her getup. That getup was of the senator who was going to pass that law. He was killed after making him mutant. Raven was living in the getup of the senator and was meeting people. In part 1 we see the senator wants to remove the mutants. Now he himself says that mutants can live here because he was actually Raven. A man comes to the senator with the message of the president. He says to the senator that mutants are destroying the world. I come to know that there is a school of mutants. They live there and they also have a spaceship on which they travel. If you order, then we will arrest those mutants. We will keep them separate from humans. Raven says to him that no issue, if they want to live with humans, then what's your problem? Not every mutant is the same. This thing seems weird to that man. He says that what will happen with your saying? It is also visible to the world that mutants are destroying everything. I will hold them. The senator asks that man, how do you know that? He was talking about X Mansion that was made by Professor X. The senator asks him, how do you know about X Mansion? The man says that Magneto told me. The man who wants to catch the mutants, his name was Stryker. He argued with the senator. He goes to Magneto and starts torturing him. He asks him about the X Mansion. I want to go there, and then Magneto tells him where X Mansion is. On another side, we see the scene of X Mansion. Wolverine again comes there to meet everyone. He also sees that mutant girl. Now she has another friend. At first, Wolverine feels bad, but then he says that, why am I feeling bad? I go from here myself. He goes to Professor X and tells him that I go to the address you gave me. I go there. There wasn't any memory of my past. The other 2 members of X-Men team come to Wolverine. Their names were Cyclops and Storm. They say to Wolverine that you also know that someone attacked the president. There is someone who attacked him and wants to roast us. Help us to find that person. Wolverine again goes to Professor X. Now they start searching for the mutant who attacked there. On another side, we see aggressive Raven. Because Stryker didn't agree with her, and now she adopts the getup of Stryker's assistant. She goes to his office to check his computer. She takes out all information. She comes to know that Magneto is in the jail where she has a friend who is a security guard. It reveals to her that Stryker wants to make a device that can detect humans and mutants, because he wants to arrest all the mutants. But she couldn't get much information about it. She leaves from there. Professor X was worried. That who attacked the president? Then he goes to Magneto. He says to him, tell me the truth that you are behind this attack. Magneto says that, how can I do this? I am here in jail. But truly speaking, I am suspicious about Stryker. He has done this. Professor X asks him, how are you so sure about it? Magneto says that because he can control me. Let me tell you that he has taken much information about X Mansion from me. Maybe he will attack your X Mansion. And it happens the same. The companions of Stryker attack X Mansion. Stryker goes there and starts arresting the mutants. But the mutants there know the secret paths, so they run from there. But some mutants were caught by Stryker. Wolverine also comes there and escapes those mutants. Now Stryker goes to the place where was the device can detect the mutants. He takes all information from there to catch the mutants in the future. He takes Professor X with him to a place. He also wants to do experiments on him. Now we come to know that Raven is supporting Magneto. Because she knows that there is no iron thing around Magneto. He can't use his powers till he has plastic around him. Then she wisely injects metal in a guard there. When that guard goes near Magneto, Magneto takes to put all iron from his body. He starts breaking the plastic there while using that iron. Now he can go easily out from there. Magneto goes to Wolverine from there. There were many mutants. There was a girl whose name was Jean Grey. A girl was also there who doesn't want to go to X Mansion. because when they come to know that there is an attack happened in that mansion, they get together there. Wolverine says to everyone that I couldn't understand that where Stryker took Professor X. Magneto says him to remember everything is connected with your memory. Wolverine says yes, it is a good idea. They plan that Raven will go inside in the getup of Wolverine and fails Stryker's plan. Then we see the scene inside when Stryker was talking to the professor. He says to Professor X that you must be thinking that why I bring you here. Listen, do you remember? When you made your X-Mansion school, I brought my kid here to make him a team member of your X-Mansion. But you refuse me. You didn't believe that my son also has powers. When I took my son back home, his powers were increasing. He can't control these powers. He has made his mother mad while controlling her brain. And my wife means his mother shoots herself. That was the worst day of my life. I couldn't forget that day. Do you have any idea who made this mistake? If you admitted my son at the time, Professor X, he will not be a member of the X-Mansion as he is presently. It's finally time for me to exact my vengeance on you. Stryker calls his son and he says, son, it is time to control Professor X. Do what you want to do. Stryker's son comes in front of Professor X and takes him in the imagination. He pretends to be a kid in that imagination. He tells Professor X, I am alone. There is no one else, and will you play with me? Will you search for my friends? In fact, it was a mutant school and that girl was saying to search for the mutants. Now because Professor X is under control, so he tells about all mutants. This is what Stryker wants. The X-Men team also arrived there. When Storm sees that they have control of Professor X, she decreases the temperature of that place. Due to it, the weather becomes cold there. Its benefit is that Stryker's son loses his attention because his attention was towards cold. Professor X also comes to his senses. He goes outside with Storm. Here we come to know that Stryker has made a strong mutant while injecting a metal in his body. As it was injected into Wolverine's body and metallic blades come out of his body. Here Wolverine and that dangerous mutant start fighting. That was made by Stryker. She was a female mutant and here they fight a lot. At first, that mutant girl was winning because she has 5 metallic blades in her hand instead of 3. And Wolverine has only 3 blades. Meanwhile, Wolverine gets an idea to inject the excess metal into her body. He does the same and the mutant girl couldn't control it. She fails. Because of excess metal, she dies there. Then they all come out while taking Professor X, so that they can move from there in their spaceship. But they see that there is a lot of water coming in which their spaceship will also be drowned. A girl named Jean Grey says that don't worry, I can control water. She goes near the spaceship and stops water with her powers. Due to it, water pressure doesn't come to the spaceship. She says to everyone to move inside the spaceship, but they say, Jean, we will go with you. Jean says that I am saying nothing will happen to me, you people go. Actually, she was trying to save their life while sacrificing. When they all sit in the spaceship, she was killed. They all become sad that she sacrificed for us. For it, they go to the president. Professor X says to him that I want to tell you that all mutants are not the same. Let me give you a fresh example. Our companion Jean Grey sacrificed her life to escape us. We also want the benefit of this world. We will not let any evil mutant live here that can harm humans or anyone else. Trust us once. After the discussion of the X-Men team and Professor X, the president says, okay, I will not pass this law to remove mutants from this world. I am giving you a chance. With it, this movie, X-Men Part 2, ends here. But in the last scene of X-Men Part 2, we see that Jean Grey is still alive. It was a small glimpse, maybe she will return later. From here, the story starts with X-Men Part 3. The movie starts while showing a fight. Because some robots have attacked X-Mansion. All X-Men were fighting with them. This fight continues for a long time. And in the end, Wolverine blows ahead of a robot. After it, everything was fine. They come inside the X-Mansion. Now it is revealed to us that this was a fake fight. In fact, they themselves create the scene. They were practicing that if robots will attack them, how will they fight with them? In the next scene, we see that the president is in the meeting with then great leaders. He calls a priest there. He was the manager of mutant affairs. Now they were telling him that Raven is stealing some important documents. But we couldn't understand for whom is she doing this. They ask the priest, "Can you help us?" The priest says that she is very strong and clever. None could catch her till she completes her work. Meanwhile, news spread in the country. Some government people arrange a press conference. All were excited about the news. It was announced there that we have made medicine that can make mutants fine. If any mutant is irritated from his mutation and wants to spend a normal life, from now on it will be possible. As the mutant uses this medicine, he will become human again. If there is a mutant among you who wants to be a human, so please come to us. We will help you nicely. The mutant girl was also watching this news at home. In part 1 we are shown that she likes Wolverine. But now she was with a boy who was human and she also wants to become a human. The name of this girl was Rogue. Here the scene shifts to a place where the meeting of the mutants was going on. Do you hear that news? The way he was saying that all mutants come to us, we will help nicely. Maybe this is their trick. When we will go there, they will come to know that who is mutant. They can hold us. Some of the mutants say that yes, you are saying right. Meanwhile, Magneto arrives there, who was in the favor of mutants. He makes them understand who wants to become humans. He talks to other mutants. He says that, do you know that why humans want to do this? Listen to me carefully. They are scared of us and they can reach our level. We are strong than them. They can't become strong like us. So they have taken it out this way, to make us human and reach our level. But you people think with your mind that if the human government said this, I will also talk about it as your head. They want to remove mutants while making them humans, by harming them or by making them humans. I am also saying to you, come, we will remove humans, so that mutants will rule the world. We will play their trick reverse to them. Who will join me? After hearing this, the mutants get excited and some step forward to join his team. Now in the team against humans, there is a girl in Magneto's team who has the ability to know the ability of the other mutants, and can read him. Now Magneto asks her to tell me how many abilities I have. She tells Magneto that you are a level 3 mutant. I am of level 2 mutant and others are of level 1 or 2. Now at this time, you are the strong mutant here. Magneto asks her slightly that is there any strong mutant than me? That girl says yes, but she doesn't tell him the name here. On another side, we see that the boy among X-Men Cyclops was talking to Wolverine. You remember that Jean Grey has sacrificed for us. You also know that how much I love her. I can't forget that past. I will go there again to save Jean Grey from there. Still, I feel that she is alive and waiting for our help. Wolverine tries to make him understand, but he forcefully moves there. He goes there on his bike. He searches for Jean Grey, but when he couldn't find her, he starts screaming. He comes in anger. Meanwhile, some rays from his eyes fall into the water. There was a movement in the water. Then Jean Grey comes out from there and he becomes happy after seeing her. He feels it's true that his friend Jean Grey is alive. They hug and become happy. Jean Grey asks Cyclops to remove the glasses, but he refuses. He says that if I will remove glasses, then the rays of my eyes will cut you. Jean Grey says that don't you know how nicely I control things? Here, as Cyclops remove glasses and open his eyes, a dim light comes from his eyes. Not the dangerous rays, Jean Grey has controlled them. He becomes happy, but not Jean Grey has the Phoenix's powers. That affects Cyclops bad. So he dies there. On the other side, the priest meets a boy who can turn a mutant into a human. The priest becomes happy that this kid will help us. Now we see Magneto, who is going somewhere. He wants to join Raven in his team, to make his team more strong, to fight against humans. But the police arrest Raven. Magneto destroys all the police cars there. He escapes Raven. Magneto, Raven, and others were talking that there are more strong mutants who can help us. Meanwhile, a police officer comes there and he shoots an injection at Magneto. But Raven comes in between and that injection shoots at her. It wasn't an ordinary injection, there was the medicine in it that can turn mutants into humans. Raven, who was a strong mutant, now becomes a human. A beautiful girl. Here Magneto becomes so mean. He says to Raven that now you have become a human, I don't need you now. I want a strong mutant. He leaves her there and moves from there with his companions. On another side, Professor X was feeling weird. He sees visions that Jean Grey is alive, so he instantly calls Storm and Wolverine, the members of the X-Men team. He asks them to go to that place where Jean Grey sacrificed. Go there and see if she returned. If this is so, it's a piece of good news. Go immediately. Wolverine and Storm go there. They find Jean Grey's body there. Jean Grey has fainted. Wolverine also found the glasses of Cyclops, but he couldn't find Cyclops anywhere. He understands that something bad had happened here. Wolverine and Storm take her to the X-Mansion. Professor X examines her and tries to find out that why Jean Grey killed Cyclops. Wolverine comes and asks Professor X about it. So Professor tells that the real Jean Grey didn't kill Cyclops because she loves him. Actually, she has the powers of Dark Phoenix that only wants destruction. We should be careful that Jean Grey doesn't become aggressive. Otherwise, she will destroy this lab. Also this world. Meanwhile, Jean Grey comes to her senses. The things around her start moving. In fact, it wasn't in her control, it was happening because of her Phoenix powers. Wolverine goes to her and says to her to relax and try to control yourself. I know that you are strong and can do this. Please don't get nervous. It is the starting, that's why you are confused, but Jean Grey couldn't control these powers. She moves outside while breaking everything. Professor X goes to Jean Grey's house to make her agree and take her back, but then Magneto also arrives there. The team member of Magneto told him that I have a mutant who is a level 5 mutant. That was none other than Jean Grey. Magneto was there to take her. Now let us find out who will take Jean Grey, Professor X or Magneto. As they together move inside Jean Grey's house, Jean comes in anger. The things around her start moving. Professor X was trying to calm her that everything will be fine. Remember your past. We have spent a good time, you were our team member. But nothing was in Jean Grey's control. The things around her start breaking and there was a huge blast in which Professor X was dead. This scene was very depressed. Magneto wants the chance to remove Professor X from his way. He becomes happy and comes to Jean Grey to trap her. Look, come in my team, I will make you the team leader. He controls Jean and takes her with him. Then he says to his team members that see, she is your leader and her name is Jean. She will support us in fighting against humans. On another side, we see the scene of X-Mansion and there was a depressing environment. Everyone was missing Professor X. Wolverine was also standing there, but then he hears the voices of Jean. He starts following her, and while chasing her, Wolverine arrives at a forest. Jean was really there. He tries to talk to Jean that doesn't do this. You are not in your senses. Think and remember, you can't kill any human like this. Magneto arrives there. He attacks Wolverine that who are you to interfere in our work? He lifts and throws him. Then we see that mutant girl who wants to be human for her friend. She goes to the lab so that she will turn into a human. But there was a blast in that lab. There was news on TV from Magneto's side. He was saying that if you will not stop this, we will keep doing blasts. We will also steal your medicine. Maybe we will destroy that every place where this task is going on. Get ready for tonight, there will be a huge blast, so that I can teach you a lesson. When Wolverine comes to know this, they all reach there. Magneto also arrives there with his companions. The bad mutants were also with Magneto. Meanwhile, X-Men team arrives there and attacks them. Here, there is a huge fight between them. A member of X-Men team starts making everything of ice there and starts stopping fire attacks. The other members of the X-Men team were also fighting nicely. The kid was also in the lab who has the ability to change the mutants into humans. The kid's life was also in danger and X-Men team wants to save him. But then Magneto's man goes inside the lab to bring that kid. Wolverine gets an idea. He says to the priest that takes this medicine and injects it into Magneto, so that he will become a human. The priest does the same. He wisely injects the medicine into Magneto from behind. Here the powers of Magneto have finished. Now he has become a human and can't do anything. She becomes aggressive seeing this situation, and the powers of Dark Phoenix activate in her. Seeing it, all mutants and humans run from there. Other team members of X-Men were also scared of her, even they were ready to fight with her. But they know that Jean Grey is very strong. Professor X couldn't compete with her. Then Wolverine comes in front. He says that I will fight for you, even my life is at risk. Now this fighting scene starts. That is the best scene of this movie. Between Jean Grey and Wolverine. Wolverine gathered all his powers and moves towards Jean Grey. Jean was continuously attacking him. But Wolverine has the power to heal himself instantly. His body was healing also. He comes in front of Jean with courage. He makes her understand that you are a good mutant, remember your past. We have spent a good time. But Jean wasn't understanding anything, because she was under the control of Dark Phoenix. Her eyes were also weird. It seems like she is not getting what Wolverine is saying. Maybe she will do a huge attack from which the world can destroy. When Wolverine realizes that she can't be fine, and if she will remain alive she will destroy everything. Then Wolverine with his heavy heart takes out his blades of hand outside. He hits them in Jean's chest. Here Jean was killed. Wolverine doesn't want to do this because Jean Grey was her team member. But he has to do this. If he will not do this, Jean will finish the world. He becomes sad, but its benefit was that the world is now out of danger. In the ending scene of the movie, we see that the X-Men team was praying for Professor X, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Magneto, who had usually played chess with Professor X, was now playing by himself. Because Professor X was dead, he does, however, have some abilities as a human. We see a scene of the hospital in the movie's final scene, in which we are shown that Professor X is still alive. He is in a hospital, nothing is shown further. I hope you like this explanation. Thank you for watching.